this week on the Bubble Chat.
I just had to get rid of some mac and cheese that I just made. My refrigerator went out, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? There's a smell, food's not getting cold. So I was like, I'm not even going to try it because I hate feeling sick. And I already know, like, I'm not even, I don't like wasting food. So I'm like, I got to get rid of it. But yeah, I didn't even try it.
Glorilla said, yeah, Glow. Stuffing that bitches with my shell toast. Yeah, Glow. Okay. So I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good.
I don't listen to the music, so I don't know what you.
I ain't worried about security, but you talking about being a bitch ass, and this bitch over here just touched me, clucked me, I don't know, and then I did exactly what you said in your motherfucking song, Glorilla. I'm stuffing that bitches in my shell toast. Yeah, Glow.
Raising kids, whether alone or with a partner, is no easy feat. Millions of parents are fighting battles we know nothing about, trying to put food on the table, keep clothes on their backs, and maintain a stable home.
Just to say, I'm not saying, that is what was going to happen for her or anything like that. But, if you don't spend that necessary time with your family, you could lose your family. You know what I'm saying? And that is just like, and when you don't have your family, you don't really got nothing. I'm a single mom, man. I'm out here. I'm like by myself, and I.
I'm gonna pay for your school.
I'm not. Huh?
Me and nephew, he's playing Hunger Games right now with me. Right now, he's acting out. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bubble Chat. I'm your co-host Adonis, and we've got an exciting episode lined up for you today. Now, before we dive in, we want to let you know that Shay and Jasmine are not here today. So shed or hold your tears back, depending on how much you love or hate them, all right? But no worries, don't fret. We have a fill-in. I want you to give a humble welcome and embrace to Joya Stanford, our guest co-host today.
Thank you for having me. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
So, whether you're starting your day, winding down after work, or just looking for something fun to listen to, we got you covered.
Each episode, we dive into trending topics, celebrity news, and cultural moments that have everyone talking. From music and moves to viral moments and social media buzz, we break it all down and give our take on what's happening in the world.
But it's not just about the headlines. We love having conversations that go beyond the surface. We bring in special guests, highlight different perspectives, and make sure to keep things real, engaging, and sometimes even a little unexpected.
We also love hearing from our listeners, whether it's through social media, emails, or live chats. Your thoughts and opinions help shape the show. So don't be shy, join the conversation. Share your hot takes and let us know what topics you want to hear about next. And if you're new to the Bubble Chat, welcome. We're all about keeping it real, having fun, and giving you the latest updates on entertainment, trending stories, and everything in between. So sit back, grab a snack, get into it. Grab your coffee, settle in. Let's get into it. This is the Bubble Chat now.
Hey.
There, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Well, it's coming in hot, okay, and it's served deadly, okay. So first up, we're going to talk about TMZ reported that Tracy Morgan recently suffered a rough bout of food poisoning that led to a sudden and quite traumatic vomiting episode. The report indicates the incident took place on March 18th, and while details remain limited, sources say the reaction was triggered by contaminated food. Witnesses have noted that Tracy was dining out and had begun to feel the effects of the food poisoning, with the situation escalating rapidly. It is a reminder that even someone with decades of experience in the spotlight is immune to everyday health issues. Despite his reputation for humor and resilience, this episode clearly took him by surprise. A spokesperson for Tracy Morgan confirmed that he received proper care and that his condition is being closely monitored. Although he's expected to recover fully, this incident raised concerns about food safety and the unexpected risks that can affect anyone, regardless of their status or background. Now, turning to you both, what are your thoughts on this incident? Do you think situations like these change the way we view celebrity health mishaps, or is just another reminder that food poisoning can hit anyone at any time?
I recently heard what happened to Tracy, and I gotta say, I'm so glad he's okay, because honestly, that's no joke. Food poisoning or even just a bad stomach ache is the fucking worst. It completely takes you out. I remember dealing with that a few times as a kid, and a teenager, and let me tell you, blowing chunks is no fun. That feeling when your stomach turns on you,
is it chunky when you got food poisoning?
I hate feeling sick. I feel like I'm gonna die when I feel like that. I feel like I'm gonna ugh. I hate feeling like that.
Yeah, and the worst part is, this. Oh, and the worst is this. Once you start, it's like your body is on a mission to get rid of every last thing you ate in the last 24 hours. And I really hope Tracy gets back to 100% soon. We need him. We need his comedy, not him stuck in bed regretting whatever meal did him dirty. And to anybody else listening, if you ever had food poisoning, you already know. Just stay safe, watch what you eat, and if it smells off, just leave it alone. It's not even worth the suffering. Like, I remember trying to make dinner, and I remember making some dinner, and because I usually have my usual Southern cuisine for dinner nowadays, chicken, mac and cheese, and collard greens. I was about to say collard grams. When I was smelling the mac and cheese in the oven, because I left it in there a few days ago, it started smelling like really, really yogurty. And then I tasted it, and I was like, yeah, no.
I hear you. I just had to get rid of some mac and cheese that I just made. My refrigerator went out, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? There's a smell, food's not getting cold. So I was like, I'm not even going to try it because I hate feeling sick. And I already know, like, I'm not even, I don't like wasting food. So I'm like, no, I got to get rid of it. But yeah, I didn't even try it. So, okay, well.
Oh, wait, how did you feel about it, Donna?
Anything next?
When the faucet is broken on your throat and your ass, it ain't much you just let it run until it just run out. It's like being in a race car. It's gonna keep going till it has no more gas. All I want to hope he did is brush his teeth, wash his hands, and wash his ass when it was all over with. And then now he's fully hydrated. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Yes, stay hydrated. I hope he gets better. That is really not a good feeling to be sick to the stomach.
Mm-hmm. Oh, water, loose bowels. Loose watery bowels.
And then it's coming from both ends, probably. So yeah, I do. I hope he gets better. I hope it passed quickly.
What's next?
Yeah. Well, what's next on what's next on the agenda? Rapper Glorilla was forced to end her performance prematurely due to multiple altercations breaking out amongst attendees. The concert took place on March 24th at the factory of Chesterfield, Missouri, as part of Glorilla's Glorious Tour. Mm-hmm. According to reporters, the atmosphere turned chaotic when several fights erupted in the audience. Mm-hmm. And in an effort to maintain order and ensure everyone's safety, Glorilla paused her performance multiple times to maintain order and ensure everyone's safety. She appeared to the crowd, emphasizing that every event was meant for enjoyment and not for conflict. Even remarking, "It's not a WWE, guys." Despite her attempts to calm the situation, the disruptions persisted. Recognizing the potential risk, Glorilla made the difficult decision to cut the concert short. She expressed her disappointment, but prioritized the well-being of her fans, stating that the safety comes first. Attendees had mixed reactions to the incident. One concert goer noted that while those seats in the upper sections were able to enjoy, excuse me, my phone fell. Damn it. Can you see me?
Yeah.
I can see you.
All right. Okay. My phone fell, y'all. Give me one moment. Okay. One concert goer noted that while those seats in the upper section were able to enjoy the show, the lower section experienced more turbulence. The individuals also mentioned that Glorilla was actively involved in trying to de-escalate the situation, highlighting her dedication to her audience experience. With Glorilla cutting her concert short due to multiple fights in the crowd, do you think artists should be responsible for maintaining audience behavior, or is it solely on the security and venue staff to maintain order? I mean, how can she maintain everyone in the crowd when she's trying to perform to entertain? I mean, yeah, I know you have some artists that would yell out, everybody be calm or calm down, or we're not doing that, but she's more focused on entertaining. So, like, I don't know.
It's her job to put on. It is your job as the fan, the attendee, the participant to enjoy the show. It is security's job to ensure a sense of security and safety. But all the elements have to meet each other in the middle. But we're gonna look me in my eye through all these issues we're supposed to meet. Glorilla said, yeah, Glow. Stuffing that bitches with my shell toast. Yeah, Glow. Okay. So I'm trying to be good. And
I don't listen to the music, so I don't know what you.
I ain't worried about security, but you talking about being a bitch ass, and this bitch over here just touch me, cluck me, I don't know, and then I did exactly what you said in your motherfucking song, Glorilla. I'm stuffing that bitches in my shell toast. Yeah, Glow.
Right.
9 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me. Why you outside acting like a hole in a thigh? She about to check you because that's her man. That's her little cousin. That's her brother. So I'm just saying, like, she could be on stage. I can be in the audience. Security could be right there. Bitch, we listen to everything you say, and if we do anything that you talking about doing, bitch, it's going to be a fight at your concert. I'm just saying. The message
That's what the music is about.
Go ahead, Matthew.
I think Glorilla honestly made the right call by not moving forward with the concert. When it comes to public fights, they can escalate so quickly. And what might start just as a disagreement or a small altercation can rapidly snowball into something much more dangerous, especially when you're in a packed crowd. People get involved, tensions rise, and the situation can spiral out of control. But before anyone even realized how serious it's becoming, we've seen it time and time again where fights in public spaces, especially at concerts, lead to some of the most avoidable injuries. And unfortunately, some of those injuries can be fatal. And imagine the panic that can set in when people start running or pushing to get away from the chaos. It's not just about the people directly involved in the fight. It's about the safety of everyone around. A crowd can be unpredictable, and when people are scared, they can act out in ways that make things worse. So her decision to cut the show, or was it just about protecting herself or the people fighting? It was about ensuring that everyone in the venue could get out safely, and I think it was really responsible of her to step in and stop the show before things got out of hand. No concert, no matter how much people want to see the artist, it's worth putting in anyone's safety at risk. In that situation, she did exactly what was necessary, and she prioritized safely, and that's something I absolutely respect.
I saw.
I respect it as well. I agree.
I saw a snippet of the video of the concert, and I believe she got upset because she couldn't hit her dance moves. The part of the concert before she paused it, she do her song, do her dance, and it was like, hey, wait a minute, hold up, stop. So security, damage control. And she kept trying to go, and she said, well, goddamn. Now, I didn't see the part where she stopped the concert, but it wasn't even 10 seconds between one fire being put out in the audience before the other one had jumped up and started. But, it is what it is. But see, here's Gab. See, Glorilla gonna take the measures and the steps of you not getting your ass whooped. But that ain't what Daddy knows about to do. He about to lay hands with somebody around him, talking about his grandchildren. Now look, Matthew Knowles, who was the father of Queen Beyonce herself, recently made it clear that Kanye West will face consequences for his controversial remarks about Beyonce's and Jay-Z's children, Rumi and Sir. Not allegedly. They say Sir ain't got it all. They say all the lights. They say all the lights on ain't upstairs. Okay, the mall is open and ain't nobody. Right now, look, Kanye shared on social media target the 7-year-old twins, and Matthew wasted no time addressing this, stating that people pay the price for being stupid in the music industry. He also expressed concerns about Kanye's mental health and hopes he get his help because we know that nigga is certified crazy. Now, despite the ongoing tensions, the Knowles family is choosing to take the high road. Like them Obamas are forever president, are forever first family. Knowles, Matthew, that is, acknowledged Kanye's ongoing rants, but empathized that personal attacks on children should never be tolerated, and they never will be. Kanye's recent actions, which have included offensive comments about various public figures, have ignited fierce reactions from the public, with Beyonce's mother included, Tina, offering a cryptic message about protectance and resilience. Meanwhile, Kanye continued to defend his actions, add more fuel to the fire. Now, we're not going to go down that burning road, but what are your thoughts on Matthew Knowles' response to Kanye's comments? Do you think Kanye's controversial actions will have a lasting consequences for his career and public image?
He's right. People need to keep celebrity children and their personal business out of their mouths. Everything is already hard enough without outsiders acting like they know every fucking thing. Raising kids, whether alone or with a partner, is no easy feat. Millions of parents are fighting battles we know nothing about, trying to put food on the table, keep clothes on their backs, and maintain a stable home. Sometimes that means sacrificing things like gifts and rewards just to make ends meet. And let me be clear, I don't give a shit how rich or successful you are. At the end of the day, life has a way of humbling people. Prominently play favorite, and acting like you're untouchable won't stop reality from hitting when you least expect it. Parenting isn't about perfection. It's about doing the best you can with what you have. And instead of just sitting on the sidelines and judging, maybe people should focus on what really matters. Letting people raise their kids in peace because unless you're walking a mile in that person's shoes, you have no right to judge. Period.
That's a word.
Right.
Nephew, preach. How do you feel, Joya?
Well, I agree. For one, he shouldn't be talking about nobody. It's crazy he be looking out there. I mean,
crazy.
Come on now.
Yes.
Yeah, no, for real. He be looking crazy with his face covered, with that damn stocking on his face. What is that? I mean, come on now. You want to talk about somebody's kids? We fight about our kids. Don't play with me. say something about my kids, it's a problem.
My mom would raise all
But no,
for real.
Okay.
No, it would be a straight up problem. Don't talk about my kids. And you out here walking around with stockings and bags on your face. And let me not go there. But yes, it would be
have a conversation. Talk about it.
Well, like I said, honestly, I don't keep up with them. I don't keep up with a lot of these people. But when I do see these people, they be looking as crazy. His wife be looking hecka crazy. Barely no clothes on. So just to be talking about somebody, really.
Up there on a run with
a hot mess. That money make them crazy. I don't know what it is. What's going on with them? That money makes them crazy.
It ain't got
oh my goodness, what is that man's name? I can't. Rick James. They never should have gave these niggas money.
Okay, look. Okay, because look, before I start, I need to say I have rights. Okay?
No, I'm so serious.
For the people out there in the audio world, I am caressing my artificial calf and shin, Achilles tendon, heel, and toes. Okay,
I love it.
I have the right.
But
talk about ugly baby, old folks, and disabled people because I'm disabled myself. Okay, now I'm not mentally disabled.
No, we call them precious. We don't call them ugly. We call them precious.
We have to have a really, really honest conversation about what was being said in the tongue it was rolled off of, okay? And then in the subject at hand, we're talking about cheering, okay? So,
right.
Let's talk about kids.
I'm not really even seen the twins.
Not just Beyonce and Jay-Z. Who all got twins? Let's run them down. Angela Bassett has a set of twins. Mariah Carey got a set of twins. Beyonce and Jay-Z got a set of twins. And you want to know why they all have twins? Because them motherfuckers was incubated. Them test tube made babies. Now, it's not a bad thing. But when you ask somebody that has millions of dollars and you say, and she says, I want to have all these two kids at one time.
I don't want to ruin my body.
Mariah Carey said that, give me a girl and a boy at the same time. Boom, so I can get it over with, right? And now I ain't saying her kids is ugly and I ain't saying the motherfuckers is cute. I'm not saying they're talented and I'm not saying that they're not, okay? Now we see what the natural conception is. Angie Stone and D'Angelo that made that whole water shit. I'm sorry to say, because he's a grown man, he's not a baby no more. I can say that about him. But when we talk about Kanye West talking about kids, first off, sir, you never got a chance to ride the yellow bus and you should have been on the motherfucking yellow highway the whole time. So you're clearly out of line talking about someone else's child where you may have the same mental ailments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, being the fact that we got these allegedly artificially inseminated babies, and then this person,
that's what it be.
Some of what he said was true, but being the fact that he said it online and he knows these people, him and Jay-Z have a whole I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he made that song, we like to party. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, nigga, hold up. Before we even get into these kids, nigga, we supposed to be friends. We supposed to be friends. You see what I'm saying? We supposed to have a line of respect, a bare minimum of what we are to and not supposed to do, especially when it comes to our children. But as I said, Kanye West was wrong, but was what he said a lie? See, that's the gag. See, he was wrong for saying it. Wrong for saying who he was saying about because they're minors. But is there any truth to what he said at this point? Which is why I bring up how all these Hollywood motherfuckers got twins and shit. Y'all buying these babies to be made the way you want them. Ain't gonna deal with it.
Oh, Lord.
I'ma say you laid in the bed, gonna make it.
Wow.
Yeah, you see how that makes sense a little bit? He was wrong.
And you know what? And see that, and that's why Daddy Knows got mad You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, don't put your mouth on my grandkids.
My friend, she's like, you retarded motherfucking nigga. You be the last one talking about something. You got diagnosed a little bit late in life. See, and that's another thing. You see what I'm saying? We was acknowledging him and giving him all this greatness for all this thing. This motherfucker need to be in the back of the goddamn bus. And I'm tired of talking about him. We're going to get off the bus and we're going straight to Beverly Hills, okay? Now, up next, in recent entertainment news this past week, Garcelle Bouvier has announced her departure from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, after 5 seasons, Garcelle shared this decision through an Instagram video, citing her desire to focus on her family and upcoming projects. She emphasized her intention to be more present in her 2 sons, like they're not twins, Jax and Jade, as they approach their final year in high school. Hell, they might be. Can you Google see if Garcelle got twins? And then as they approach their final year in high school and support Jade in his new career endeavors. Garcelle also hinted at exciting new projects in development.
It looks like there are twins.
Okay. I hope now she bumped and grinded and made them right. We want salt and pepper now. We not cinnamon and cumin, okay? Now look, Garcelle also hinted exciting new projects in development, including producing, development, and acting roles. She expressed gratitude towards Andy Cohen, Bravo, NBC Universal, Evolution, and the show's producers, crew, and her co-stars. Notably, she mentioned that Andy Cohen had left the door open for her to return, suggesting that she might pop in sometime. Now, her departure comes after a dramatic moment in season 14 reunion trailer where Garcelle is seen storming out after a heated exchange with one of her co-hosts, calling them fucking assholes, okay? This confrontation was particularly intense with Dorit concerning these past tweets Garcelle made about Dorit's 2021 home invasion, because she said that shit was fake. And take it from a nigga, always know. And then Garcelle had made history as the first Black woman to join RHOBH cast in the 10th season of 2020. Her presence brought a fresh perspective to the show, and her departure marks the end of a significant chapter for the series. With Garcelle Bouvier moving on from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after 5 seasons, do you think her departure will change the dynamic of the show for better or worse? Or do you believe she'll eventually make a return? Or is this truly the end of her Housewives journey? Personally, she gonna come back because that check is good, okay? She gonna come back, that check is good. What I will say is that she fit in perfectly and seamlessly with these women from Beverly Hills. It does not mean that you have to be white to be in Beverly Hills, because guess what? There is no such thing as a white person. There, you are Irish. You are something like us. You know, we've been here a long time, but you know, I was a Ugandan in Africa, and you might have been a Somalian Africa, and he might be a Ghanaian Africa.
Don't be mixing them in with us.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, though, when they say white, you know, you just think like, what? If the Latina got the right highlight, you gonna think she Caucasian. When she's Puerto Rican. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is she fit in very, very well in Beverly Hills. And what I mean by saying Beverly Hills is not a white woman. That is an entity of...
Well, at least not anymore. Not anymore. We
but
we kind of broke that in.
There are women that never lived in Beverly Hills who are Beverly Hills prototype. A woman that has class. She holds her head up. Ain't nothing you can tell her from. Ain't nothing she can't do. You see what I'm saying? She makes Beverly Hills. The woman makes Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is just a zip code. But what type of bitch walk down those streets?
No, I agree.
You see what I'm saying? In Garcelle Bouvier, the Reeds, half the Beverly Hills chicks ain't real Beverly Hills chicks. They just live there.
Right.
They carry the character.
Right.
air of what it is. Garcelle, aka Fancy from the Jamie
She
Foxx,
has that
is a
essence.
classy, badass bitch.
Yeah, she does. She definitely does have that class.
Yeah, she carries it like an air. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, nephew.
I just want to say that I completely support her decision to move on from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when she explained that her twins are entering their senior year of high school and she wants to be there to support them through that journey. I really, really, really respected that because not a lot of people have parents who are fully present for such an important milestone. And some kids, they don't even have the privilege of knowing their parents, let alone having them there to guide them through high school. Senior year is such a crucial time. It's when they're trying to figure out their next steps, whether it's applying to college or preparing for adulthood, and just soaking in those last moments before everything changes. And as a parent, you only get one chance to experience that with them. These are memories that cannot be rewounded or revisited because once that time is gone, it's gone. And I think it goes to show a lot about Garcelle's character that she's choosing to put her family first. She's had a successful run on Real Housewives and she's built a strong presence in entertainment, but at the end of the day, her biggest role is being a mother. And that's something that deserves just as much, if not more, respect as any TV career. So while fans might miss her on the show, I think she made the right choice. Her kids will always remember that their mom was there for them when it mattered most, and that's something far more valuable than any reality TV moment.
That's right. Boy, stay on the soapbox tonight, okay? You've been preaching all night.
Right. Family first. Family first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mother of sons. If I do miss out on something, I feel very bad about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I missed something. And when you miss it, you can't get that back, you know?
Absolutely.
So this is a very important time in her children's life where they're going to expect her present in whatever event or activity that they may have. So I think I commend her for doing that because you see or you've heard stories about how some parents would actually take their career first, you know, and they put their time in their career. And they've missed out on a lot of the kids.
Your children as an inconvenience. Like they focus on and they focus on dating and they don't even think about their children. Yeah. And if they're like, for example, like if their family is like rich and has like millions of dollars, they would just give the child their money and then that's it, and they just go back to work and
they're more focused on how getting the bag. Yeah, it's like they're more focused on getting the bag instead of actually building those memories with their family, you know, because when your family is going, it's just to say, you know, I'm not saying, you know, that is what was going to happen for her or anything like that. But, you know, if you don't spend that necessary time with your family, you know, you could lose your family, you know what I'm saying? And that is, it's like, and when you don't have your family, you don't really got nothing. You don't have your family, you don't really have anything. You can have all the money in the world, but who you gonna come home to at the end of the night? Or at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So
you can't buy happiness.
You can make all that money. Right. No, you can't. So at the end of the day, she made the right decision. I believe she made the right decision because I think I would have did this. I would have did the same thing. You know, I gave this show 5 seasons, 5 years of my life, and I probably dedicated all that time to, you know, being on there with them and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, you know, it's time for her to.
I want to say this
start a new journey.
I want to say this too before moving on to our next topic. And people make these decisions also just so they can have control of their own creativity too. who basically have their own control, because a lot of times, specifically in the music industry, their like managers will have control of the person's creativity. And I just think that is something that honestly needs to change in the music industry because, for example, Fantasia, the winner from American Idol, she departed from a record label because she wanted to have control of her creativity.
And that's crazy for other people to have that much control over your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, moving forward, in a decision that many have been anticipating, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles has denied parole to Yolanda Saldivar, the woman who was the woman convicted of murdering Tejano. I hope I said that right. Music legend Selena Quintanilla Perez in 1995. Saldivar was once the president of Selena's fan club, and she was found guilty of shooting the beloved singer at a Days Inn motel in Corpus Christi on March 31st, 1995, which marks 30 years since her passing. Selena often referred to as the Queen of Tejano music, and she was just 23 years old at the time of her death. Having served 30 years of her life sentence, Salvador was eligible for parole with the earliest possible release date being of March 30th this year, which was a couple of days ago. However, after reviewing all available information, including confidential interviews, the parole board determined that she would remain behind bars. Her next parole review has been scheduled for March 2030. I wouldn't be surprised if that parole got denied as well. Selena's family expressed their gratitude for their decision, continuing to honor the singer's legacy as an icon in Latin music and culture. Selena's impact on music Selena's impact on music and cultural is undeniable, and even 30 years after her passing, her legacy continues to inspire. Given the parole board's decisions to deny Yolanda Saldivar's release, do you think justice has been fully served in this case, or is there still a larger conversation to be had about crime, punishment, and redemption? There's one thing I just wanted to say this. When it comes to justice in Selena's case, I believe the majority of it has been served, because whether or not Yolanda Saldivar's next parole date gets approved, it doesn't change the devastating reality. She took the life of someone who inspired millions. And let's not forget, Selena was only 23 years old when she was murdered, and no legal decision, no life sentence, and no parole denial will ever undo that. And the pain her family has carried for the past 30 years isn't ever going to be something that will simply fade with time or with any ruling. And they carry this pain to this day. And I want to talk about an Instagram video that I recently saw where Selena's widower, Chris Perez, was approached by Yolanda, and he completely shut it down. And if I got to be honest with you, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. The media has a habit of bringing up people's past, hoping to stir up some kind of closure narrative, like maybe enough time has passed and fences have been mended. But let's be real. In most cases, that's never going to happen, and it honestly shouldn't have to, because Chris and Selena's family are never going to see it that way. He and the rest of Selena's loved ones don't owe anyone an explanation, and I find it incredibly disrespectful when people continue to push the topic, whether through interviews, social media, or even embushing someone in public with a camera. When a person decides they are done with someone, that boundary should be respected. There is no need to pry, speculate, or force a conversation about someone who is essentially dead to them. People have a right to heal in their own way, and that doesn't include being constantly reminded of the person who caused them that pain. And some wounds don't heal with time at all. And for Chris, Selena's family, and her fans, this is one of them.
The question was, has justice been served? I would say currently, yes, because she's still behind bars, right? I'm going to bring up another issue that's been going on social media or in the blogs as well. There was like a 63-year-old hairstylist lady living her life, and she didn't marry some man that was convicted of murder. And she went to go visit her husband of a long time. They've been married a very long time. She had been going to get conjugal visits. Well,
I seen that.
yeah, he done took her home to glory, right?
It was her husband.
He was already
a 4-time convicted.
He didn't have
murderer.
He didn't have any way to come home. There was nothing predicted for him to come home, any release or anything like that. So he didn't really have anything to lose. But she did. Her whole family, her career. She was a hairstylist. I mean, that woman looked at really, really good. She took very good care of herself. Excuse me. Back to Selena.
Oh, yeah.
It's a special place in hell for a woman like her because she took away such a great entity from us. You know, to murder someone is wrong. You know, sin is sin. Wrong is wrong. But the way, the reasoning why she did it, you know, it was just like, you're sick. You are sick. You know, before Mariah Carey wrote that song, that woman is If Obsessed Was Alive. You know what I'm saying? She's totally obsessed with her. And then she murdered her. And then to think under the pretense and the evidence and all the reason of why you did what you did, you feel that you could possibly come home. I'm surprised she ain't main blind and can't talk while she in jail. Girl, where is the cartel? Where's the mob at? Where's the gang? With the Northanians or Swarthanians? Can I get somebody on the line? I'm just saying, can we fuck a bitch up, please? So, you know, yeah. Justice can be bittersweet. I'll say that. If it's being served, it can be defined as bittersweet. You know.
Well, it says the question was, have justice been fully served in this case? No.
No, it hasn't been served.
To piggyback on both of what both of you said, you know, no. You know, when her name come up, tears flow. You know, when you hear her song, your heart feels a certain kind of way, you know? Being a young person watching her movie growing up, it was a very heartfelt thing to know that this woman did that to her. And Jennifer Lopez played her
very well
character very, very well. I almost thought she was Selena as a young person, as a little girl. You know, I'm like, she's Selena, but she played her so well. And she was just like, why? You know, and one of the things she was just like, how could you do this to me? And it just, you try to put the shoe on yourself. Like, how would you feel? You know what I'm saying? If that was your daughter, your sister, your wife. Cause she was all of that. She was a daughter. She was a sister. She was a wife. An entrepreneur. You know, it was very devastating to a lot of people that loved her, you know, to have to, first her family, to have to even go through that, you know, that was a very devastating loss, you know. So no, to a very great extent, no, I don't feel like she has serve justice, you know, life for life. For me, you know, life for life, you know, because you didn't do it out of like self-defense or anything like that.
At all.
You know, you did it straight out of spite, out of envy, out of jealousy, and you were stealing from her.
That was what it was.
You know, and
it was guilt.
Yeah, and you were stealing from her. but how you kill me because you're guilty because you stole from me. You know, so no, like, no, it has not been fulfilled. You die in there, like, lock her away and throw away the key. Put her, matter of fact, put her under the jail.
I don't want to wish bad on people, but I hope her.
No, it ain't no wishing no bad. She got what she deserved. She did that to her.
Exactly.
You did that to her. I mean, you gave her no mercy. You gave her no mercy. You locked her in her shop and you killed her. Straight up. You straight up killed her. You gave her no mercy. There's no mercy for you.
And I would not be surprised, you know, if the parole gets done as well. I would not be surprised at all.
And I was just about to get to that. She didn't deserve this one. She didn't get it. She don't deserve the next one. And I don't think she'll get it. I hope she don't get it. Because for her, after what she did to her, and then to get out, I don't care how old she is. She could be 100 years old. For you to get out and still be able to have freedom, no. And I have to bury my child? I have to bury my wife? No. Are you out your mind? Please. You could die. You could die in there. Turn into dust.
Like you. Very special place in hell for a bitch like her.
Because you knew exactly what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. I thought she tried to kill herself too.
She still.
Maybe I was wrong. She could have. She should have.
Well, look. Well.
So.
We have covered a lot in the half of this show.
Yes.
We'll be right back after this break. So stay your ass right where you at, because we got some more hot tea that's piping hot.
And we're back, y'all. Hope you had a chance to grab a snack, take a breather, and just vibe out for a moment. Now it's time to dive into our next segment, Beyond the Blog. If you're new here, this is where we take a step back from today's headlines and revisit some hot topics from the past, whether it is a scandal, a moment that shaped pop culture, or something that had everybody talking. We're bringing it back to unpack it and reflect on it. Let's get into it.
Now look here, in 2018, Snapchat experienced a major financial setback when an ad promoting a mobile game, Would You Rather, surfaced on the platform, featuring images of Rihanna and Chris Brown. Ooh, slappy, slappy, no likey, likey. The ad posted a disturbing question asking users to choose between slapping Rihanna or punching Chris
Brown. Wait a minute.
I know that's not
funny.
I'm going to say it again. The ad posted a disturbing question asking users to choose between slapping Riri or punching Chrissy Chris. While the ad was a part of the game, its depiction of violence and the association between Rihanna and Chris Brown had given their past in 2009 made it a particularly insensitive. The ad trivialized domestic violence, a topic that hits close to home for many, especially considering Rihanna's own experiences. Once the backlash reached a boiling point, Snapchat quickly took action. The company issued an apology acknowledging the error and explaining that the ad was removed immediately once they became aware of the issue. Despite of this swift response, Snapchat stock took a hit, losing approximately $100 million in the market value as Rihanna called the app to throw the quote apology away. This incident serves as a reminder of how deeply personal topics like domestic violence should never be used as fodder for a game or advertising content. Please pardon me giggling earlier when I read that part. It also highlights on how celebrity influence and public backlash can significantly affect a company's reputation and financial standings. Elon Musk. From how do you think brands should navigate partnerships and advertising to avoid controversies that could harm their reputation and the bottom line?
I still can't believe Snapchat thought it was okay to joke about what Rihanna went through. Let me be one thing clear. I'm sorry. Let me be clear. There is absolutely nothing funny about domestic violence. Nothing. Zilch. What she endured, like so many other survivors, whether it's a woman or a man or non-binary or transgender.
Or even an animal.
Right. They should never be treated as a punchline or a trending topic. And honestly, Snapchat lost a lot of us way back when they dropped that horrible update, according to some users. This is their words, not mine. That had people really delete the app. But this just showed even how out of touch they really were. And let's just be clear. Like I said, domestic violence doesn't just affect women; it affects men too, and it also affects transgender. It also affects non-binary. No one deserves to be harmed, manipulated, or made to feel unsafe in a relationship. This isn't something to laugh about, brush off, or turn into a meme. Real people are suffering, and companies with a massive platform should know better. At the end of the day, we have to be more responsible with the way we talk about abuse. Survivors don't need jokes, they need support. And if an app can respect that, maybe it doesn't deserve our time.
Joya?
I agree. I definitely agree. I had my own little points on it. You know, we get hung up on Rihanna, but she fought him first. You know, well, allegedly. I don't agree. Women fighting men. You know, but to this topic, though, yes, that was so out of line. That was very out of line. And whatever hit financially, they probably should have got hit harder. You know, yeah, you don't poke fun at abuse on women or men or anybody, because that abuse on people takes a very traumatizing toll on that person. You know, it takes a very traumatizing toll on that person, and for you to poke fun, it's almost like for them to do it is, you know, like they're like kind of bullying, you know what I'm saying, or just trying to use an opportunity to make money off of someone else's hurt, someone else's pain, you know. Yeah, so I feel like, if anything, wait a minute, who used Snapchat? I don't use Snapchat.
I only use it for DMs.
Like Snapchat. I thought Snapchat went away. So, and probably that's why we don't probably see it like we used to see it, like when it first came out. It's because of that. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, like Facebook is still around. You know, you have Instagram still around, and Snapchat was really big once upon a time.
And you
so
got
yeah, and if we don't see it the way we used to see it, and this is probably because of that, you know, and that's what they get. They should actually set all the way down for that.
800 million. Good God Almighty.
I know, right? 16 million.
We passed that part out. I had to get prepared. I don't know if you guys see the subtle change.
Go on, honey. Change.
Bubba Chat fam. Now, we done a lot on this podcast. We done spilled the tea. We done laughed at the chaos, okay? We didn't give them props and flowers where they would do. But today, we're going to do something we ain't never did before. This is a first. And let's just say, if you've ever wanted to put somebody on trial for their wild decisions, today's your lucky motherfucking day. Because introducing Judge Adonis, all right? The courtroom session, and the Judge Adonis is here to lay down the law on pop culture messiness. Is it justified or is it straight up foolishness? We'll present the cases and the Adonis I will make the final call. Okay, justice will be saved, it will be served and caught in the end, or will chaos just reign? Only one will find out. Let's get into it. Everybody raise your hand. Now, do you swear to tell the whole truth, the truth, and nothing but the motherfucking truth to help you God?
Yes.
All right, I'll think about
Yes.
it. I'll think you're lying later. All right, now, so today, you know, we laugh and we make a lot of jokes. We talk about pop culture, we talk about people's business and this, that, and the third. But let's talk about the Department of Education. And I'm asking on this panel, I'm talking to a student and I'm talking to a mother of a student. And I myself am considering going back to school. I really want to go back to school. But
I am a student. I'm in medical school.
Oh, you go, girl. Come on, MD. Fix my heart. Fix my heart. Clock it. No,
Yes.
so how do you guys feel about nothing has been definite? Nothing has really taken place. But how does them depleting the Department of Education, how does that make you feel? And then what does it make you think?
It honestly makes me feel a bit worried about the future of our education. Being a public education advocate, that's the reason why I became a public education advocate. Because like a lot of schools, they don't give a fuck about their own money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why we're going through a tuition hike. Our tuition is becoming more and more expensive, and
Inflation.
and the reason behind it is money greed.
Yes.
The administrators allegedly, and specifically the government gives a fuck about no one but their own money. And
that's right.
Because we already have housing, food, necessities, and our entertainment that we also have to pay for.
How about you, Joya?
See, I'm a single mom of two boys at the home and one with his father. Like, I pay child support for my oldest son that lives with his father, and I take care of my two youngest ones that are with me in the household. So with me going back to school now, I'm like, I so picked a good damn time to go back, right? But I do worry about, resources, you know what I'm saying? Because as a single mom, this is not always easy. You know, rent, transportation, food. I just bought an 18 eggs in the pack, and it was $15 for 18 eggs. $15. So I mean, it's just like sometimes I'm a little worried. Like, you know, I'm a single mom, man. I'm out here. I'm like by myself, you know, and I'm
gonna pay for your tuition.
I'm not. Huh?
Me and nephew, he's playing Hunger Games right now with me right now. He's acting out. We're gonna hold him to contempt, nephew. Stop that. I totally understand.
Stop it.
I totally understand
yeah.
your feelings. They're all valid.
And then we gotta pay this stuff back. Crazy.
The question that I want to ask politicians and government officials, especially those who are in compliance with these decisions that are being made. I just want to say that for every Republican, right, shareholder, holder, governor, like I said, government official, politician, whatever you may be, somebody in your family.
Mm.
I would, and I hope I'm not wrong when I say maybe someone in your immediate family, goes to a public school, has some sort of aid in medical. You know, when you go to school, you can go to school right now.
Special education.
Yes, right. Special education. You can go to school right now. They're gonna say, this is what the tuition is. And they're gonna say, we're gonna see if you qualify for a Pell Grant or do you gotta get a loan.
I had to get both.
Qualify for that grant first. That is aid to help you. If you don't qualify, then you gotta get the loan. Either way, you qualify. You see what I'm saying? You qualify even if you take a loan out and you fix your interest rate. That you letting people know I ain't got it.
I want to think about the Pell Grants too. Because just like last summer, I ran out of Pell Grant eligibility for financial aid, so I had to take out student loans to cover most of the housing, and I'm honestly surprised that they even would count my years of being in community college at the time to those 6 years, and I honestly don't think that makes any sense if I'm being completely honest with you. Like I feel like there should be like at least separate Pell Grants for both community college and universities or any state for that matter.
Exactly.
So that way to make sure that that they're still getting by however they can without having to worry about having an eviction notice slap at the door.
Right. But I say that to say that whether you get the aid of a Pell Grant or you need to fix your interest rate on that loan, you still ain't got it. You ain't got it all, and you ain't got it at one time. And it's gonna take time. You see what I'm saying? It's just gonna take time. So, so I'm
not looking for them payments.
I just look at it as the seat holders, the pen holders, the ink writers, all of those people in compliance of it. Are you really thinking about your family, your community, your environment, all of these things? Because, so let's say there's a politician that's a half sibling, and they're not as established, advanced, educated as they are, and you made a decision. And you say, you know, all these things are not going to be appropriated to people who cannot afford them. But you can afford this to your child, right? But then here's the thing, you know, Theo has said on the Huxtables, he was like, maybe I was not meant to be a scholar. I wasn't supposed to be hella smart. Bill Cosby was about to bust his head in because like, nigga, you ain't trying. So there are people we say that who are born with spoons in their mouths that don't try. And then we have those who are back up against the wall 9 times and then they still come out top of their class. So I say this to say, those who have money, you can pour into your own, who you really, really love. They have entitlement issues like this and not like this. Get everything confused, and then it's the person in the back of the room, probably behind the building, that had that back up against the wall, all odds stacked against them, and then they come out top of their class. Now, where's leveling the playing field? Do you understand what I'm saying? If we talk about it now, like from slavery to civil rights, we invented the washing machine. We invented the traffic light. You know, our scientists, when they got the COVID virus out, the anti, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that we do. And we've been held back, chained, shackled down, and everything, cut our feet up and called us Kunta Kinte, and we still coming out on top. We became president. But do you understand what I'm saying? So
Because,
if the level
because we're
even
cut from a
then,
different cloth. That's why what you just said is because we're cut from a different cloth. That's why that we can go through all this trauma, oppression, depression, and a lot of us still come out on top.
I'm not worried about us. I'm talking about them white people like this and not like this, who got the entitlement,
right?
Be doing good, and then you're not really working for it. You have no concept of what you're doing and why. And then so if the playing field wasn't even then, you have totally catapulted. Totally said there's a 1,000-mile ditch in between now with this playing field, right? But when you play wrong, what they say, when Nene Leak said, you never win when you play dirty. You never win when you play dirty. And I believe, like when Houston said, I believe the children are our future. So we're not going to invest in our children. Now, what the fuck are we doing? Because it's sad and depressing. I'm happy I brought up that discussion. Motherfuckers.
Order in this court.
Got to feed the babies. Got to feed the babies. Okay, we got to love on these kids. Got to feed the babies. Let them know that they is kind, that they is nice, and that they is important. Okay. But that's a wrap for today's episode, everyone. The Bubble Chat. We hope that you had a great time with us today, diving into today's topics. We'd love to hear from you and wonder what you think and what your decisions. Start over. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Bubble Chat. We hope that you had a great time hanging out with us and diving into today's topics. We'd love to hear from what you think about the discussions that we've had, what stood out to you, and which topics that you would like to take on in our next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the show with your friends. So we're going to be back with a whole bunch of more shit, some hot takes, fun surprises, and of course, a whole lot of conversation. Until then, please stay safe, stay awesome, and keep the conversation going. We're going to catch you on the next one. Good night. Good night, y'all. Thanks for you.